So Uber just again announced that they are promising more safety supplies to its drivers. Yet this is the third or fourth time that they've promised these things, and each and every time before that they have fallen short. So will this time be any different, or are they actually going to follow through on the promises that they made? And that's what we're going to be talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. So yes, once again, today, May 13th, Uber has just announced in a press conference that they are going to offer $50 million worth of safety supplies to its driving force. Bullshit. Sorry about that. So this has happened a few times already. You may remember at the beginning of March when this whole thing first started, they say that they were going to give out sanitation wipes and hand sanitizer, and yet they haven't. They were going to have them at local hubs, which the following day they closed down all the hubs, and those safety supplies have never been seen to the light of day. At least for the most part. Now, then they also promised drivers that they were going to be shipping them out and also shipping out masks within the April timeframe. And again, many people have not seen that, nor seen the ability to order it on the app or anything like that, and they're still waiting. Now, about a week ago, Uber and Lyft have both announced that you will be required to wear a face covering or face mask when driving and riding for both platforms. And yet most drivers are going to say, are you going to supply them or what? And it looks like, again, they may be supplying them, but they've fallen flat on their word a few times already. First off, what do you think? Do you think that they will hold true when they say that they're going to offer $50 million in safety supplies? Comment below and let me know. And if you're a driver, have you received any of these safety supplies already? Have you received a face mask? Have you received any hand sanitizer or disinfectant wipes? Comment below, let me know, because I know there's a lot of people who haven't received it yet. Now, the article that I'm going to be referencing and going over is from TechCrunch. I will leave a link in the description below, so if you want to read this, then you absolutely can. And it's titled, Uber Commits $50 million to Safety Supplies for Its Drivers. And again, this came out today, May 13th, which is the time I'm recording it. And this is actually about 30 minutes ago. So it goes on and it says, Uber says it has committed $50 million to procure and provide safety supplies to drivers. Those supplies will include things like face mask, sanitizer, gloves, and disinfectant. Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi announced in a press call today. Uber says it secured more than 23 million masks for its drivers and delivery people throughout the world. So far, Uber says it has shipped out some supplies directly to people's home and is offering reimbursements to people in certain countries. Earlier this month, Uber said it would begin requiring drivers and riders to wear face masks or coverings during rides. Now, let's just go on to the Uber app real quick and let's see if I can get anything yet. And it looks like, no, there's nothing in the inbox still saying, hey, guess what? You can get your safety gear here. Please put it in. So no, I still haven't seen it. And again, like I said, have you seen any of this stuff come through? Comment below. Let us know. And then it says, this comes after drivers have been demanding the company does more to support them during this whole COVID-19 pandemic. On Monday, about 100 drivers staged a caravan protest to Uber's headquarters in San Francisco to demand the company comply with Gig Worker Protection Law AB 5. Drivers I spoke with ahead of the protest said also they wanted Uber to spend more money to protect them. So there was a 100 caravan protest at Uber's headquarters in San Francisco talking about protections with AB 5, and there was a whole thing with the lawsuit from the Attorney General in California, now suing both Uber and Lyft when it comes to it. and some of the information that was posed by Rideshare Professor that he read yesterday, late last night on his live stream, showed all the different points that they are trying to make when it comes down to it. And I gotta say, that was well thought out, very thorough, and you know, it's pretty amazing some of the stuff that they're actually showing and doing and came up with when it came to that. So check that video out also if you haven't seen it yet. And then it goes on saying, instead of spending millions on the anti-AB5 ballot initiative, driver Michaela Edwards, I hope I didn't butcher that name, told me she wished Uber would use that money to better support drivers during the pandemic. Uber has spent at least $30 million on the initiative, while Lyft and DoorDash have also spent at least $30 million. Now, the whole thing with this anti-AB5 ballot initiative that they're trying to do, where it's a $90 million total, they have announced that a while ago. Now, if they've actually put the money towards that yet or not, I'm not exactly entirely sure. I'd have to go back and actually see in their earnings report and their filings and the SEC if they have done that. If you have any knowledge on that, again, comment below, let me know. And that's money they could be spending to support us, she said. We enjoy the work we do. We just want to be respected and appreciated like any worker should be. And then it goes on, in addition to the financial commitment, Uber announced other safety precautions like driver mask verification using selfie technology beginning on Monday. If a driver sees that the person they're about to pick up isn't wearing a mask, they can easily reject the ride, specify why, and not face any repercussions. That's what it says in this article. I don't know if that's going to be true in actual practice. For both the drivers and riders, they are able to report if someone took their mask off during the ride. So again, that's if you are out there driving or riding and somebody takes their mask off, then you can report that on the ride. If you're a driver, this is another reason why you need to have a dash camera, because I could see this happening in false reports over and over again, where passengers are saying that their driver took off their face mask and they felt scared or something like that. So if you don't have a dash camera yet, I highly suggest getting one. There are links in the description below to check out some of the different dash cams that I do recommend, and I highly suggest getting one and making sure you have enough SD memory just in case something like this ever were to happen. And again, hold that footage just in case. And then it goes on, while Uber Pool is still out of commission, Uber will make some changes to UberX to better protect the driver. UberX will only allow a maximum of 3 people in the car now, and they have to sit in the back seat. So if you didn't know that yet, that is a couple of the changes that they did make to UberX. There are now only up to 3 passengers, and they all have to sit in the back seat. And then more details are available here, which I will make another video on about all of the new changes that they have made, probably coming out either later or tomorrow, just so everybody is on the same page and knows for sure. And going back to what the driver had said, where they could take that money of the ballot initiative and spend it on the drivers instead because they want to make sure that they feel heard and respected. Well, if you went back to that 3-minute Zoom conference call video that I did a couple days ago, and you went through that article that I referenced, it had a disgruntled employee on there that said how they treat drivers and that they don't care about it. And again, if you think that Uber or Lyft care about you as a driver, they don't. And it's a very unfortunate thing because they are the lifeblood of each company and they should really be paying attention to drivers more. So what do you think? Do you think that they will hold their promise on this and spend $50 million on the safety supplies for its drivers and disperse it accordingly? Or do you think that they're just blowing smoke up everyone's ass? Comment below, let me know. And then also real quick, this is a CNET article from a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. It was on April 24th. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to read this, but I'm just going to take the title. And it says, Uber promised drivers masks weeks ago. Most say they're still waiting, and gear to protect drivers from coronavirus is in short supply. The company said it's having a hard time getting the needed items to drivers. So then why would you say that you have tens of millions of masks and different different safety supplies that you can ship out to its drivers. And that was from a few weeks prior to that, about 2 weeks or so, right at the beginning of April when they had that announcement. And again, that's why I say, are they actually going to hold true on this $50 million promise, or are they going to fall short again? I guess time will only tell. That's the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.